this is Road Garage. So we are back out in Utah at Little Sahara at the Dunes doing our family trip. So instead of doing just kind of a video of our overall trip like we usually do, I figured I'd put together a couple of videos that are maybe a little bit more on the informative side. So we're gonna go over 3 different points with coming to the dunes. If this is your first time, or maybe you've been before but inexperienced, that may help you. So we're going to talk about the equipment, things that you want and need to have for your machines, as well as safety gear, and then some basics on how to ride some of the terrain, some of the trails, as well as especially some of the bigger dunes. So we'll go over that today. All right, so our first point we're going to hit real quick is basic gear. So there is more gear than this that you can have that's going to help protect you, but this is just the basics that you're going to want. Now, it depends on what you're going to be riding. If you're going to be doing dirt bikes or four-wheelers, anything that you're riding on the outside of, I highly recommend you do boots. I have a few different instances over the time of riding that I would have definitely ended up with a broken ankle if I had not been wearing boots. So strongly implore you to wear boots and have a pair. They're not the cheapest, but it's important to get a good pair of those. Gloves, not an absolute necessity, but definitely you want to have a good pair of gloves. Goggles, you definitely want a pair of goggles. The sand out here and the wind is no joke, and unless you really want to have your eyes full of sand and not be able to see half the time, you want some goggles. And then absolutely mandatory, 100% a helmet. Matter of fact, if you're under 18, you'll get a ticket if you're not wearing a helmet, and mom and dad will get in trouble. So you gotta have a good helmet. Absolute basics. There is more chest protectors, different things that you can get, but this is the absolute minimum if you're gonna be doing any sort of four-wheeler side-by-sides. Now with the side-by-sides, you don't technically have to be wearing some of this, but it is recommended to do a helmet and do some of that extra protection. So some of the things that you're going to want to have on your machine that is maybe different from just regular like mountain riding. Some of it you don't necessarily have to have, but if you want to have more fun and not be getting stuck all the time, these are some of the things that you want. Now there's a couple here that are mandatory that you will actually get a ticket for if you don't have them, and we'll go over that. So the first thing that is not the cheapest but definitely helps a ton is having a set of Dune tires. So these are our fronts. You can see they don't have a whole lot of grip, but the one that's most important is these back paddle tires. So these paddle tires help grab the sand. They are a game changer for traction. So you've got the paddle tires. This is for a side-by-side. We've got, they've got them for the dirt bikes as well. So you can see we just still did the knobby tire on the front, but did the paddle for the back. We've got them for the four-wheelers. We also did the Dune runners for the front as well. But even here, we've got our machine, our other side-by-side here that we are running dirt tires. So 100% you can run around with dirt tires and you can climb stuff and all of that, but typically, unless we want to be getting stuck, we're running this in four-wheel drive most of the time, which does give you a bit heavier steering feel, and you're still not going to be able to get around as fast or as easy. Now, of course, depends on the conditions as well. If you're in the middle of summer and the sand is very dry and there's not much moisture in it, you're going to have even a much harder time with traction. Right now, we just had some rainstorms, so there's still some moisture in the sand, so this will do quite a bit better. But with the paddles, we do pretty good just not getting stuck at all, and we carry some good speed and rip around with those. So one other thing, if you're coming out here with the side-by-side, there is some new side-by-sides that do not have the belt, but tons of them do have a belt that drives them. You can see this X3 that we've got here does have a belt. You can see that it's damaged here from breaking said belt. And if you're out riding, especially if you're riding harder, there's a very high likelihood that you may break a belt. So I never come to the dunes without an extra belt. And if you're coming out for the first time, make sure you understand how to change that belt so that when you're out here, you can change it, get back on your way and continue having a good time instead of it being a nightmare for you. All right, so one of the mandatory things that you have to have out here, and matter of fact, you'll actually get a ticket if you do not have it on your machine, is a flag. The flag is there to keep you safe so that more people can see you. If you want to be able to ride at night, your flag needs to light up. It's extremely important to be aware of your surroundings when riding. As I mentioned earlier, flags are designed to keep you safe by increasing your visibility to others. Always be on the lookout for other flags, whether you're out in the open dunes or on a narrow trail. Disappear again, but we know that they were right there, so we're going to slow down a little and look for them. Oh, and here they are. So we're already going slow. We tell them that we got 0 behind us. There's a flag right there. There's another one. So we're going to slow down. We're going to try and pick a different lane. Every time we come up and over, like right here, coming up and over, we want to look for flags. We're looking for flags. Try and see where the potential people are. Riding in the dunes isn't just about speed. It's about control and momentum. Knowing how to approach a dune can keep you from getting stuck, or worse, ending up in a dangerous situation. Always try to carry enough speed into a climb so you can crest the top smoothly. If you lose momentum, you risk digging in or rolling back down in an unsafe way. It's also important to scan the top of the dune before you commit. You never know what might be on the other side. When riding along the inside or bowl of the dunes, it's very important to keep your speed up to get you completely across. This is where having a machine with more than enough power is ideal, because you always have the peace of mind that you can get out of tricky situations. If you notice your rear wheels starting to slide and you don't have enough speed, carefully turn down into the bowl and coast to the bottom to avoid a rollover. Dunes can be deceiving at times, and it's important that you're aware of what your vehicle is capable of and what you're comfortable with. Never try to give it throttle and turn upward, as your machine is very likely to tip over or roll backwards. Narrow dune trails can be some of the most technical parts of your ride, so it's important to stay focused and ride within your limits. Keep your speed consistent and your eyes up. The trail can throw surprises at you, like sudden drop-offs, tight corners, or blind crests. Be ready for changing terrain too. Deep whoops can unsettle your suspension if you're not balanced. Ruts can force your wheels off track, and loose, dry sand can make traction feel almost non-existent. The more time you spend learning how your machine reacts to each of these, the more confident you'll feel. Ride smart, stay alert, and you'll set yourself up for a safe, fun, and unforgettable trip at the dunes. All right, so I think we're going to tie this one off here. I hope that this maybe helps you a little bit if you are a first time coming out or a newbie. Again, our recap of our 3 things: the basic equipment for your machine, the safety equipment, helmet, boots, gloves, all of that. And at the bare minimum, you've got to make sure you got your flags and all of that, because that's going to be required to keep you safe. But we will see you on the next one.